Hey, good morning, everybody. This is Sonia with Hiking with Sonia. Yes, I am up at Lost Dutchman State Park this morning, and I just got rained on really good, and you know what? It felt good. Felt good. And everything's so green here this year. This is September 2nd, I believe, and we've been getting rain. We got the monsoon this summer, and we've been getting rain. So things are happy here in the desert. The desert is so resilient. And I had a great time this summer in South Dakota, and I went to Wyoming and some of the other states and had a great time, but my heart is definitely with the desert. What I want to talk about today is creating your reality. And I had said for a couple of years that I create my own reality, but I did not understand that. I mean, when I say we create our reality, we create everything in our reality. I used to think it was just how we responded to something that happened to us. Well, we created what happened to us too. And once you take responsibility for your life, that's when the magic happens. When you take responsibility, you stay in the present moment. And you become aware, you become an observer of your reality. Everything is interactive. We are in a computer simulation. Some people call it a dream. I don't care what you want to call it. We interact with it, and it responds to us. It responds to how we feel, our actions. It's interactive. Think of it as an interactive computer simulation. And it's been a little mind-blowing to me how I have changed things in my reality by simply changing how I'm thinking, how I'm feeling, how I'm acting. And you can do that. Everything is just simply a mirror. Every person, place, and thing is just simply a mirror of how we feel about ourselves. If you don't respect yourself, you can't expect other people to respect you. So if somebody in your reality, this is just an example, somebody in your reality, I'm going to get this Sorora here behind me. There we go. Somebody in your reality is not respecting you. Where are you not respecting yourself? Make changes. Do healing. Do shadow work. And if somebody goes off on you and it triggers you, what is that triggering in you? That means that's something you need to heal. Oh, we're real good. Our ego loves to blame everybody else. It's everybody else's fault. But the magic is when you start taking responsibility for you, how you feel, what's happening in your world, that's when the magic happens. Take responsibility. And if somebody goes off on you and it triggers you, what is that you need to heal in you? Now, if somebody goes off on you and it doesn't trigger you, well, just use it as a check-in. Just use it as a check-in point when something happens. Does this pertain to me or does it not? If it doesn't, don't worry about it. But if it does, that's something you need to work on. I was the queen of the blame game. I blamed my ex-husband for everything. And once I started taking responsibility for my own happiness, and if you're looking to other people to make you happy, you're looking in the wrong place. The place you need to look at is in the mirror. That's the person that can make you happy. And once I took responsibility for my happiness and started doing things for me that I knew I needed to do, like walk out of the marriage. I left a 25-year marriage. It was a very toxic marriage. And once I started taking care of myself and doing things for myself, my whole reality changed for the better. And I'm living in sunny Arizona. I'm a 40-year Alaskan, retired to Arizona. That was another thing I changed too. And I loved Alaska the years that I was up there. But it was time for a change. I needed to be somewhere warmer, and I love it here. So take responsibility. Stop blaming everybody else for what's going on in your reality, and look for programs, look for patterns in your life. If you leave one job and you go into another and you think, oh, this is it. If you are running a program or a pattern in your life, you'll just take it with you, and you may be in a different organization, a different company, a different work situation. Oh, guess what? You're going to run into the same problems that you had in your last workplace. It's all within you. And most of these programs and patterns start in your childhood. Look into your childhood. What programs and patterns are you running right now that was in your family dynamics? And healing that, 90% of healing that is awareness. Become aware of it. And then start making different choices. Start acting different. And if you're looking for that special person in your life, become the person you want to attract into your life. I heard it said, it was a good analogy. I heard someone say this the other day on YouTube. If you're walking around with a dirty flip-flop on your foot, that's what you're going to attract into your life for your other foot. If you're looking for that special person in your life, and you're a dirty flip-flop, well, that's what you're going to attract into your life. Become the person you want to attract in your life. And that goes for everything. Be authentic. I always put everybody else first. I was the last person in line. And I always became what everybody else wanted me to be. And once you throw that out the window and you start being authentic, that's the magic. Being in the present moment, being authentic, that's where the magic is. That's when you start taking responsibility. That's when things will change in your reality. Stop blaming everybody else for all your problems. Maybe your parents weren't the best parents. You're not responsible for the wounds that you had growing up, but you're responsible for the healing. Take responsibility and become who you want to be. If you're wanting a different partner in life, you want a different job in life, become that person. Become it, and then it becomes natural, and then it's there. Manifesting is much more than just visualizing an imagination. Yes, that is part of it. But just own it. Feel it. Be it. And if you're desperate, if you're feeling needy, that's loss. And if you're feeling that you're needing something really bad, that actually pushes it away. Be okay either way with the outcome, too. If you're trying to manifest something, and don't try, be it. Be it. Yeah. And then I think probably one of the strongest things I've been able to do in manifesting something is surrender it. Do everything you can do in your reality to bring that into your reality. And remember, it all starts within you. So to create your outside reality, start within. That's very, very important. And then do take action that you're able to take, and go as far as you can physically go with it, and then turn it over to the universe. Turn it over to God, universe, whatever you want to call it. A computer simulation. Turn it over, let it go, surrender it. And be okay either way with the outcome, because I have worked on manifesting something, and once I let it go and surrender it, I had something else come into my life that was, even better than what I was trying to manifest. So be open to that. Be open to everything. Yeah. So be the person. Be the person you want to be. That you're sick of that coworker. Well, what program pattern is that coworker running from your childhood or from your past? What is that coworker doing? And if that coworker's triggering you, what is that feeling it's bringing up in you that you need to heal? And then heal it, being aware of it, 90% of healing, and make different choices. Become the coworker that you want that other person to be. People respond to your energy, and when you change your energy, you change other people's energy around you. I grew up. I wasn't going to talk about this. This is a good time though to do it. I grew up, and it's a little bit harder to see today, but I grew up with a port wine stain birthmark on almost half of my face. And so I grew up being very different. When I was born, it was blood red, and I was very different. And that was reflected back to me, that I looked different and also that I looked wrong. So I grew up feeling that I looked wrong. And then as I got older, into high school, I wore makeup, but it still didn't cover it completely. But as I got older, I was able to go in and have laser treatments, and it lightens it to the point now where I don't have makeup on today, and it doesn't show very much. And people don't notice it. I became okay with it. And that's another thing. When you become okay with something, so does everybody else. But I did lighten it, and the people don't even notice it. But I was still having people reflect back to me that I looked wrong. Oh, my clothes looked wrong, my hair looked wrong, my weight was wrong. And I got fed up with that. And I realized it was a program, a pattern I was still running from my childhood. Even though my people didn't notice my birthmark, it wasn't that my birthmark looked wrong. It had shifted to my hair, my clothes, my weight, you name it. But I became aware of that. I became aware of it, and I broke that pattern. Actually, what I did is I threw tantrum. Tantrum energy is very powerful, and I've done a video on tantrum energy. Very powerful. I just stand in front of the mirror, look in my eyes, and I just let it all out. I just let it rip. Just let it rip. And I made some different choices, too, on who I let into my life. But after I did that, nobody ever makes a comment to me that I look wrong for any reason. Sometimes I'm out hiking. Usually my average hike is 5 to 7 miles, but sometimes I'll go 10. And yeah, I look pretty like something the cat drug around. But nobody reflects back to me that I look wrong anymore for any reason. I ended the program. I ended the pattern. So look for what programs and patterns are you running in your life. And look into your childhood and end that program. Call it out through your throat chakra. End it. Speak it. And take responsibility. Take responsibility. Because we create all of this. We create all of this. And once we do that, then we have the power to change things, to bring things into our reality that we want. There's certain types of people that don't show up in my reality anymore at all, because I've ended those programs. I've changed my energy. Be aware, be present. Very important to be in the present moment. If you're finding yourself dwelling on stuff that's happened in the past, you're making up more stories around it. But just be aware of that Bring yourself back into the present moment. If you're worried about the future, be aware of that. Bring yourself back into the present moment. That's where the magic is. Taking responsibility for everything in your reality, being in the present moment. Be aware of programs, patterns that you're still running in your life. Be aware of it, in them. Heal from within. Your outside reality is just simply a reflection of how you feel about yourself. Somebody is in your reality is disrespecting you, oh, need to take stock. Where are you disrespecting yourself? Once you start loving yourself, taking care of yourself, respecting yourself, oh, so will everybody else. And sometimes it does take action. I walked out of a 25-year marriage. I took action. A very toxic relationship. And I've ended other relationships too that were toxic. So I put myself first. I chose myself. Do things that you enjoy. Make yourself a priority and make sure you take time to play. There's that, I'm 64, so I grew up with the mentality that you had to work hard for everything. No, you don't. No, you don't. Throw that out the window. No, you don't. Manifest it. And play. Play. If you're feeling stuck, writing that book, doing that project, take time, step out and go play, and then come back to it. And then things will just flow. And everybody, have a good day.